Due to the fast drying times of acrylics, you can easily build your painting in layers. You can build your painting quickly, you can correct your mistakes easily, and you can also adjust previous layers easily. You can even start by sketching with your paint. I sketch what I see here on the ground, and I've got nothing to lose. And I can dilute it with water a little bit if I like. So I can very quickly build a sketch just with paint. Part of my painting easel. You can go on, but the fun thing is you can easily adjust your mistakes. I just add some white paint to adjust my previous layer, and because of the fast drying times I can go over it very quickly. So maybe this is a little bit too bold. I can start working with a little bit of shadow and light as well, so I can say, okay, I want to fill in a little bit of shadow parts here already, and I just can cover that a little bit. After 50 to 20 minutes I can go over this with color. Also, you can adjust previous layers or let them work together. So if you, for instance, take a transparent color, like in this case magenta, look what it does if I apply it here. You see the previous color underneath shines through, and that gives a very special effect. The colors mix optically, and you can see it better over here. If I cover this, you see that my magenta color doesn't cover the previous layer, and that's because magenta is a transparent pigment. So in some instances you can use that to your benefit to make special effects, like here on this piece of cloth. If I adjust it like this, you see what happens? Of course it's ugly what I'm doing now, but you get the idea. It's all for the idea, of course, what I do here. You see? It's transparent, so the previous layer will shine through. On the other hand, you also have pigments that are opaque. Yellow ochre is a good example. Watch. You see what happens? You cover the previous layer completely. So when you want to adjust previous layers with a transparent color, be careful that you choose transparent colors or that you use a painting medium. If you use a painting medium, you can make your colors more transparent as well. Of course, it's also possible to use a lot of water to make your color transparent. If I want to make this yellow ochre transparent, I can do that by adding water, but this has a few downsides. And the major downside is that you dilute the binder of the paint. The paint consists of a sort of glue, the binder, that keeps the pigments together in the paint, but also on the canvas. So if I dilute it too much with water, after drying, I can easily wipe it off my canvas, and you don't want that. Although it looks a little bit... Oh, completely forgot the microphone. So I added a little bit of painting medium on my palette. It looks a bit milky, a little bit white, but in the end it dries transparent. So if I add a little bit of yellow ochre and I add a little bit of the painting medium, you see, like this, it gets transparent as well. Oh, now I've made it too transparent, I think. You can hardly see. So I add a little bit more yellow ochre. So that's also one thing to remember. Before you apply it on your canvas, test it on another piece of paper or something. You see? To test how opaque it is or how transparent. So if I add it now to my painting, you see, I have a yellow ochre transparent color. And because I've made it transparent with painting medium, it will dry and it will stick to my canvas. That's one thing. But the other thing is as well that when you dilute it with water, you don't have control over where the pigments go. You see here? Here is more pigment than there, and etc. And when you mix it with medium, it gets evenly spread. So you have a nice even color plane. And of course I know that the fast drying times also have their downsides, but it's very nice that you can build paintings that quickly with acrylics and make use of the fast drying times by painting like you've got nothing to lose. You can paint a layer and think, oh, it's not good. Doesn't matter, you go over it again with another color or with another line or whatever, and it's no problem at all. I've also made a real-time tutorial about painting this wine glass. It's completely free, it's on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description. And you can paint along, and we build it with a sketch, with paint, and then we go over it with the first color layer, then the second color layer to adjust the first color layer. Then you can see and experience that whole process of painting.